Nimesema nitachoma Mama Samia leo. Ayoma, 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 ayoma.
And at this point, I would like to call upon the government. Please, today you are in power. Tomorrow you won't. Deal with those who are not with you in a manner in which you would want them to deal with you when you are out there and they are in there. That's simple logic. Dr. Kano Chiza Besje has been incarcerated beyond the mandatory bail period. 188 days passed. A period within which, if they had any investigations, and they were saying they should have proceeded with the case, they have not.
Asanteni sana watu wote walionipigania. Thank you. Mungu awabariki sana. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. Mungu awabariki, awaongoze, awazidishie. Thanks to Tanzanians wote walioniombea. Mungu awabariki sana. Amina.
Tanzania is bleeding. Lives are being taken with no mercy. A man in Kwada, any mumema, are being subjected to all forms of abuse and inhumane treatment. All because of one person, this woman, Samia Suluhu Hassan. On 17th March 2021, John Magufuli, aka Bulldozer, was confirmed dead. It was sudden and unbelievable. And the shocking aspect was that his government refused to allow any doctor to examine the body of John Magufuli to know what exactly killed the 61-year-old president of Tanzania. The government announced that John Magufuli died of heart attack. Others also said that they suspected, president, COVID and a kuno, but then the people were trying to conceal it from them because John Magufuli, before his demise, said onji COVID BNI na COVID BNI. Others also thought, it was his party and omope kwaibiso John Magufuli free said the next person can take over. 2 days after that announcement, his vice president, 61-year-old Samia Suluhu Hassan, was sworn in as the first female president of Tanzania, the 6th president of Tanzania, and then the first female to occupy that position in East Africa. The applause were very high from the continent Africa and around the globe. Friends, allies, and the international media tipped her to be different from her predecessor, John Magufuli.
Anybody who challenges the power meets the greatest wrath. Very lately, some young gentleman from the music world called Bobby Wine, who is now a member of parliament, until 2 years ago, he had nothing to do with politics. He only stood in a by-election to go to parliament, but quickly gained a lot of following within the young people. He too is charged. He was charged with illegal possession of guns. He's been tortured beyond belief and so on and so forth. So it has nothing to do with anything personal. It is definitely vicious protection of the power.
In the 60s and 70s, when the drums of liberation echoed across Africa, one nation became a sanctuary for freedom dreams. That nation was Tanzania. Dar es Salaam was the heartbeat of African liberation. Julius Nyerere, Tanzania's founding father, opened his country's doors to the oppressed and exiled from every corner of the continent, from Mozambique to Angola, from South Africa to Zimbabwe. Freedom fighters found shelter, training, and solidarity on Tanzanian soil. In Dar es Salaam, Eduardo Mondlane founded Frelimo to fight Portuguese rule in Mozambique. South Africa's ANC and PSC exiles regrouped there, found their voice, and continued their struggle against apartheid. From Tanzania, Sam Nujoma of SWAPO drew courage for Namibia's liberation, and Agostinho Neto of Angola built strength for his people's freedom. The OAU's Liberation Committee chose Dar es Salaam as its headquarters, recognizing Tanzania as home of African freedom movements. That was Tanzania, a nation that gave generously, a people who stood with Africa when freedom was still a dream waiting to be born. Today, Tanzania faces deep pain. Thousands have lost their lives. Families grieve. The same land that once sheltered Africa's liberators now calls for Africa's support. It is time to respond. When Tanzania stood with Africa, it did so with conviction and courage. Now, Africa must stand with Tanzania with the same spirit of courage, unity, and conviction. And from this moment, we, the African people, must truly stand with one another, across borders, across struggles, as one people. And so, for all defenders of corrupt regimes out there, don't tell me, don't tell us to mind the affairs of our own countries. Because Africa is our common home, and even if our passports read different names, Africa belongs to all of us, and it is our common home. We, the African people, must therefore take care of our
Today, I
home.
thank all these Africans who are standing up to show their solidarity, to save Africa from the individuals who are trying to show their interest, who have put first their interest but not the interest of the people or their countries. Because today I have to speak something in two ways. Today we are having problem in the country of Tanzania, but I will come back to this later. So there is a country of Uganda, something that people are not speaking about, but there is a big problem that today people have to react and people have to respond. Because when you you follow all that has been happening in the country of Tanzania, because of the pressure of the people, because of the consistency and the prayers of the Africans, today a great change has come, and something is being done in the country of Tanzania. Because we have seen ICC coming in, we have seen some people who were detained being released, and many other things happening. Now, when you go in Uganda, we have this opposition leader, the long-time serving opposition leader with the name Besigye. But this was the leader who was all time fighting for the corruption of the country and trying to expose the bad governance of the country of Uganda. And I remember the time he was arrested while in Kenya. And after he was arrested, after a statement that he gave out when he was on an interview in one of the TV stations in Kenya, when he was trying to explain how Uganda is running after the war of Uganda, and how it ended for the Ugandan country being like a family property, whereby it now looks like a monarchy. Because when you go to Uganda, there is a president, a long time serving Museveni, who have been there for over 4 decades. But when you go through the leadership of Uganda, Uganda is Museveni is a leader. His entire family are in government, and even those who are not in government have much power than those who are not in government. So this is some issues that he was trying to raise, and after this, Museveni tried to see this like a threat, because he feels like basically is going to expose the secrets from the country of Uganda. Now,
also captured by the family of Mr. Museveni. So we have actually family rule. And that's why members of his family, even who don't have any significance in terms of the power structure, still wield the most power in the country, like his brother Salim Saleh, who is not in parliament, is not in the high executive offices, but you find the vice president, the prime minister, lining up outside his office seeking for an appointment to see him, to see the vice president seeking to meet Salim Saleh, because he
basically has been all time fighting for the freedom of the country of Uganda, has been fighting for the corruption, has been fighting for the bad governance of Uganda, has been fighting for the police brutality and police killings over the people, has been fighting for the justice of the country of Uganda and the Ugandans in large. But today, what is happening? Basically, who has been fighting for the people, today he is fighting for his own life while in prison. And he has been in prison for so long. People have tried to fight for him. People from the boards of human rights have been coming in to fight for this, from Kenya, from Uganda, but it has become a big deal. Now, today, these are the leaders that we are trying to speak about, that we have to do something. Because if we will just sit down and watch over things happening this way, then we are putting our countries and our continent in a very dangerous place. Because if Africans on the at large would have not been responded to all that's happened in the country of Tanzania, people like that lady who was an influencer who was arrested and charged with the treason case just because he danced in a TikTok challenge sound, which was seen as a threat and as an insult to the president, which caused her to face a criminal charge. If it was not the prayers and the support and the pressure to from the people, then this lady would have not been ended well. But because they have tried to show their support, she's out today, and Tanzanians are celebrating for this. So this means that if we can still stand and put this pressure on the country of Uganda, even the person by the name Besigye can be freed. Imagine this man is over 80 years, but today he's fighting for his life in prison without a crime, without a valid crime that can be presented and said that he committed this, but because he came out to speak the truth. So the people who colonized Africans were all time fighting to silence the voice of Africans, so that we cannot come out and express our feelings. We cannot come out and speak the brutal way how they have been treating Africans. We cannot come out and expose the truth about our life and our African lifestyle. We cannot come out and expose their evil ways that they used to treat Africa with. So that is what today is happening across African leaders. When we come out to speak the truth, we are being silenced, we are being killed. Many of African youths today have lost their life just because of coming out to question the government, to fight for freedom, to ask for justice. The people who try to come and protect their own countries, to fight the countries. Today, the leaders of Africa are not recognizing the opposition leaders. And the opposition leaders, is their duty to come and make sure that, to pressure the government and make sure that the government is working according to how the law recommends them. But once they are doing this, they are facing charges. They are being detained. Some of them are being killed. And now it has been extended to the people, the youth who are coming out to ask for justice. The same is happening to them. This is what happened many years ago to the people who lived under colonial rules. This is what happened a long time ago in the people who lived under slavery, because nobody had the right to come out and express or speak anything against the ruling government. This is what today is happening in Africa. Just a few days ago, we have been seeing the pictures of Samia Suluhu being painted and spreading across internet. People saying that she's dead, some saying that she has fled the country, some saying that she's nowhere to be found, some saying that maybe she's hiding because ICC petition that was requested by Africans and Tanzanians and many Africans who came out to fight for these issues of Tanzania is what is making her not to be in public. Because I remember even the time of the 9th of December, the day of independence in the country of Tanzania, she was never able to come out and give a speech or speak to the country. So today something different is happening, which I feel like maybe if things continue to happening like this, then a great change is coming to Africa. People who have been coming out from the Tanzania to accuse all the people who are coming out, speak about the matters that are affecting Tanzania. These are the people today that we are blaming. I am blaming because some of them many a times have been coming out to criticize us, people who are coming out to speak about Tanzania. Because if like the CNN Larry Madowo reporter would have not been able to go and find the truth, find all these footages, and be able to make all that documentary that was trying to expose everything that happened during the election period in Tanzania, today maybe the world would have not been able to know all that happened. Because at that time, the Tanzanians themselves were banned not to access internet, were banned not to post anything that happened during that time. And since that time, even after the CNN documentaries, we have not seen any Tanzanian posting anything that happened in that country. So when you, I remember there's a time there's a Kenyan journalist visited Samia Suluhu in her office and was asking him about the freedom of journalists in the Tanzania, and she came out clearly saying that these people have much freedom, whereby they are even exceeding their freedom. So if they have that freedom, why are they not being able to do anything or to speak anything that happened? But the people who are outside are the ones who are speaking about this, to expose everything that is happening in your country. But the people of Tanzania themselves are not showing the support, are not showing the interest of help or them being helped. So my request is that today, as we as Africans, we are trying to show the support once anything happens in any African countries. We don't have to stop doing this, because for African support, because I believe that if some people outside Tanzania would have not come in and try to engage this matter that have been affecting Tanzanians, today all these people who were arrested, all these people who have been detained would have not been released. And maybe all those who have been charged under the treason case, maybe they would have been already killed. Because the person that we are talking about, she don't care about all that's happening, because she feels like anybody who is trying to speak about her is like a threat. She or he is trying to expose all that she's doing in the country. We have seen just the other day she came out and admit that the police of Tanzania are the one who are responsible for the killings that happened in that country. But as I always understand, and as always I believe, is that no police of the country can come out to do anything against the people if they have not get or given an order from above. So today the president coming out and blame or put the blames to the police of the country, that they are the one who are responsible for this. This is not allowed. We cannot support this, because police cannot just come out and start to kill people when they have not been ordered to do so. So this means that all that, maybe today she's trying to find a way out, because she never expected that maybe things will come to the point where it is today. But because people have not have decided that we are not going to quit until justice is found in this country, until people are being, maybe people who lost their life, who lost their people, have been reparated, until the time the country of Tanzania will regain its peace, and its people will restore everything that has been destroyed in this country. They are not going to leave Tanzanians alone. That's why people are coming out every day to follow up all that's happening, and we are praying for this to happen. We are praying for all these institutions that have come out to show the support that they want to deal with this Samia, because I believe, as today I know that Tanzania has held the election. Next year Uganda is holding election, and the following year Kenya will be holding election. So if Tanzania's government today cannot be used as an example, then the same is going to happen for the coming election of those countries. So if today ICC and all these other institutions can come out to deal with Samia, then it will mean that it will show that all these coming elections from different countries, people maybe will get their justice, and the election will go in a good way, because the people who are contesting for this, they will be afraid of not committing what Samia has committed, because they will be afraid of facing what Samia will face. So it is our prayer today that something must be done, and something has to be done for the great change and for the great so let's continue supporting and standing together, standing tall to speak and raise our voice to condemn all that's happening today, because we are the only people to make this happen. We are the only people to make this to happen, because we are only trying to fight for something that was started by some people many years ago. What we are trying to do is just to justify to them that we are able and we are capable of doing this, which they believe that we will come to do. There are some people who started this journey of African unity, African independence and freedom, but today they are no longer there. But they believe in the coming generation that we will be the torch to push their agendas and their visions to where they want it to be. And that's why today we are here trying to push these agendas to achieve the dreams and the visions of some people who tried to fight for this, but because they tried their best and they were not able to achieve, it is our time and our responsibility to make sure that all that they were fighting for is achieved today. Until next time, I'll come and speak something else concerning Africa. Maybe blessed watching from. I love you and appreciate your support, because you are doing great. Every time you are coming here, you are clicking all these videos, you are doing great, and I appreciate that. Continue supporting, continue subscribing, consider sharing and support and like, so that you can continue connecting on the next episode. Let's meet on the comment section and really know what are your views and what's supposed to be done. Be blessed and peace out.